The question of whether aliens have visited Earth has fascinated both scientists and the general public for many years. This ongoing debate is fueled by several factors, including numerous eyewitness accounts from individuals who claim to have seen UFOs and aliens, as well as conspiracy theories suggesting that there is a government cover-up regarding encounters with extraterrestrials. In today's video, we will explore claims of alien abduction, look at ancient alien-looking paintings, and examine impossibly advanced structures built thousands of years ago, which some believe may have been created by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Now, before we begin, you may have noticed that sometimes our videos disappear, get age restricted, or simply stop showing up in your feed. This isn't by accident. For the past few years, YouTube has been blacklisting a lot of our videos, preventing them from being seen by a wider audience. As many of you know, we've been on YouTube for over 10 years, producing content on a consistent basis, and over the past few years we've noticed a huge shift in the type of content that YouTube promotes, and the type of content that they do not like. Conspiracy content falls into the latter category. For this reason, we've set up a free membership tier over on Patreon. It's a space where we can post the full unfiltered versions of our content. No trimming, no tiptoeing, just honest conversations the way that they were meant to be. We recently uploaded a video titled 5 Conspiracy Theories That Would Get Us Banned from YouTube. Now, we're not asking for money, not unless you want to support, but if you just want access to what YouTube won't show, then the free tier is all yours. The link's in the description. If you want to join over 2,000 truth seekers, supernatural enthusiasts, top 5's fans, and all-round open-minded people, then we'll see you there. As always, hit those lights, sit back, and enjoy. Aboriginal art depicting alien-looking figures. The classical depiction of an alien first emerged from various witnesses who claimed they had been abducted by little green men with big eyes. This portrayal was solidified on the cover of Communion, a non-fiction account by Whitley Strieber detailing his alleged experiences with non-human entities. Strieber states that he was abducted from his cabin in upstate New York on the evening of December 26, 1985, by these sentient beings. However, was the discovery of alien life made 4,000 years before these alien images appeared? And was their visit recorded by the Aboriginal people of Western Australia through a series of ancient rock paintings? The paintings of the Wandjina sky beings are located in the northwest region of the Kimberley in Western Australia, at significant ritual sites for the Aboriginal people in the area. The Wandjina are visually depicted with pale skin and round heads, featuring oversized black eyes and minimal facial features. They bear a striking resemblance to modern depictions of extraterrestrial beings, particularly the so-called Greys. According to Aboriginal mythology, Wandjinas are powerful rainmaker spirits and revered celestial deities within the indigenous cultures of the Kimberley region in Australia. They embody the essential elements of rain, clouds, and life itself, playing a central role in the mythology of various Aboriginal groups. It is said that in the early days of creation, the Wandjina descended from the heavens to share their wisdom and laws with their creations, whom they regarded as their children. As time passed, most Wandjinas transitioned from the physical realm, leaving their images painted on cave walls. These precious paintings were looked after by the local shamans, who began a tradition of repainting the images to rejuvenate the Wandjina's life force. Today, these remarkable paintings can be found on rocks in the caves across the Kimberley region, and for the indigenous peoples, these artworks hold profound spiritual significance and are revered as sacred representations of their cultural heritage. However, for many years, these intricate paintings have sparked curiosity and debate regarding their meanings and purpose. Some interpret these images as depictions of human figures or native animals, while others suggest they symbolize power, authority, and the spiritual beliefs intrinsic to Aboriginal culture. Others believe that the distinctive features of these beings, such as their pale faces, large eyes, and absence of mouths, represents extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth thousands of years ago, and suggest that the halos encircling the heads of some figures indicate advanced technology and knowledge, asserting that aliens played a role in shaping human civilization and its development. Also, they highlight the contrast in skin tones, noting that the depicted figures appear to have lighter skin compared to Indigenous Australians, who typically have darker complexions. This raises intriguing questions. Could these ancient Aboriginal cave paintings, dating back approximately 4,000 years, truly be representations of alien visitors? Could the celestial lights, described in Indigenous oral traditions, passed down through generations, actually be references to spacecraft? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. High precision stonework at Puma, Punku. Isolated in the Andes Mountains near the ancient city of Tiwanaku, La Paz in Bolivia, is the Puma Punku temple complex. The origins of this remarkable complex remain shrouded in mystery. The area features extraordinary stonework that was crafted with remarkable precision, despite being built around 1,500 years ago. The temple complex was initially shaped as a terraced earthen mound, faced with enormous megalithic blocks, which weigh several tons. These blocks, made of red sandstone and andesite, were cut with such precision that they fit together seamlessly, locking into place without the use of mortar. The technical finesse displayed in the stone blocks is astounding. The joints are so tight that even a razor blade cannot be slipped between them, and some blocks are finished so finely that they resemble modern machine work, complete with drilled holes that are perfectly symmetrical. In constructing the walls at Puma Punku, each stone was intricately cut to interlock with adjacent stones, creating load-bearing joists with no mortar. A common technique involved carefully angling the top of the lower stone and placing another stone atop it, cut at the same angle. The extraordinary precision in which these angles were executed demonstrates a highly sophisticated understanding of stone cutting techniques and a deep familiarity with descriptive geometry. The sheer scale of the stones is remarkable. The largest block measures an impressive 25.6 feet in length, 17 feet in width, and 3.5 feet in thickness, with an estimated weight of 131 metric tons. The transportation of such enormous blocks at Puma Punku has also been a subject of considerable debate. Chemical analysis suggests that the red sandstone blocks were transported steeply uphill from a quarry near Lake Titicaca, located approximately 10 kilometers away. Meanwhile, the smaller andesite blocks used for detailed stone facing and intricate carvings originated from quarries situated about 90 kilometers away. The incredible accuracy of the stonework suggests the possibility of prefabricated and mass production techniques, technologies that seem to be hundreds of years ahead of those used by the Tiwanaku civilization. Such advanced knowledge raises intriguing questions about how a civilization that lacked both a written language and knowledge of the wheel could produce such advanced stone masonry, highlighting the possibility that, similar to other unexplained ancient artifacts and buildings, extraterrestrial beings may have been responsible for the sophisticated stone masonry and other techniques from ancient history that appear impossible given the technology available at the time. We'd love to know your thoughts on this one. Do you think an advanced ancient alien race constructed Puma Punku and is responsible for other intricately designed ancient structures? The Allagash Abductions. In August 1976, 4 men, brothers Jack and Jim Weiner, along with their friends Chuck Rack and Charlie Foltz, embarked on a 2-week camping trip in the expansive Allagash wilderness of northern Maine. This pristine wilderness, known for its stunning landscapes and remote isolation, provided the perfect backdrop for adventure and exploration. On the second night, as the group gathered around their campfire, Jim noticed a peculiar bright object hovering in the night sky. Unlike any star or celestial body, this light lingered for approximately 30 seconds before abruptly vanishing, leaving the men baffled. 2 nights later, on the evening of August 20th, the group was out fishing in a small boat when the mysterious bright object reappeared. Chuck was the first to spot it, and soon the others fixated on it as well. The object emitted an intense light, reminiscent of the sun, casting an eerie glow over the landscape. In a moment of desperation, Charlie attempted to signal the object using an SOS pattern with a flashlight. Alarmingly, the object supposedly responded by projecting a powerful beam of light that seemed to follow the boat as they paddled frantically back to shore. Despite their efforts to escape, the next thing they remembered was being on the shoreline, with the glowing object having vanished. Their campfire, which had been left burning, was completely extinguished, indicating that they had been missing for several hours. Exhausted both mentally and physically, the men decided to retire for the night. Over the next 6 days, the group continued with their wilderness adventure, but the mysterious bright object did not reappear. Upon returning home, they shared their perplexing experiences with family and friends, but their accounts were met with skepticism and disbelief. Years passed, and by 1988, both Jack and Jim began experiencing haunting nightmares. In these dreams, they found themselves sitting naked on a bench, overwhelmed by an inexplicable sense of fear. Concerned about the reoccurring nature of these visions, Jim reached out to UFO researcher Ray Fowler for guidance and support, and the men collectively decided to undergo hypnosis, engaging in separate sessions to ensure they wouldn't influence one another's recollections. During the hypnosis, each man vividly recounted terrifying details of an abduction experience, suggesting that they had been taken and examined by extraterrestrial beings back in 1976. They described aliens extracting samples of their skin and bodily fluids during a medical-like examination. Jack described the aliens as having frightening, distorted facial features, and recalled being reassured by them not to be afraid and to comply with their instructions. In a chilling account, Charlie conveyed that the interior of the spacecraft resembled a sterile doctor's office, where he felt a panel placed over his chest, while skin was scraped from his body. Chuck, who watched the alien procedures, reported seeing a sleek silver device that appeared to inflict pain on Charlie. After their individual sessions, Ray Fowler brought the four men together to share their memories, which astonishingly mirrored one another. They underwent polygraph examinations to verify their accounts, and each man passed the test, supporting their claims. However, skeptics like Dr. William Cole questioned the credibility of their stories, proposing that their nightmares and vivid recollections were likely influenced by movies and television shows depicting alien encounters. Despite this skepticism, the men remained steadfast in their belief that an alien abduction had truly occurred. To date, the case remains unresolved and shrouded in mystery. However, in a revealing interview in 2016, Chuck Rack admitted that the abduction narrative had been fabricated, motivated by the potential for financial gain. However, he still maintained that he and his companions had witnessed a series of unusual lights during their camping trip, leaving lingering doubt regarding the truth of their claims. There are others who believe they were scared into debunking their own theory by a visit from the Men in Black. What do you make of this one? The Crystal Skulls. The renowned crystal skulls of ancient Mesoamerica have captivated the imagination and sparked considerable controversy for many decades. These enigmatic artifacts have perplexed scientists and archaeologists for years as they attempt to uncover the mysteries surrounding their creators, the time period in which they were made, and the methods employed in their crafting. In general, crystal skulls are not particularly rare. Thousands of them are produced each year in countries such as Brazil, China, and Germany, and can be bought online relatively cheaply. However, around 12 of these skulls are considered unique and can be found in private and public collections around the world. There is believed to be a 13th skull equally unique, but its whereabouts remain unknown. The skulls in question are believed to originate from Mesoamerica, specifically from regions that were once part of ancient civilizations. They come in various styles. Some are clear and finely detailed, while others are made from smoky or colourful quartz. Their sizes also vary. Some are life-sized and intricately carved, while others are smaller and less detailed. Due to the limited knowledge about these artifacts, some people have proposed a connection to ancient aliens. Advocates of this theory claim that the skulls possess special healing and psychic properties, functioning as advanced recorders that capture energies and vibrations from their surroundings. They believe these skulls may even replay events or images associated with individuals who have touched them, potentially holding crucial knowledge about our ancient history. It is known that numerous Native American tribes share narratives about ancient crystal skulls, which they believe were left behind by their early ancestors or by extraterrestrial visitors. These legends often depict the skulls as powerful artifacts, imbued with mystical properties, believed to hold wisdom, knowledge, and healing abilities. However, experts have refuted these claims, stating that studies show the skulls displayed in museums are actually fakes and were carved from blocks of quartz that exhibit marks from modern tools, indicating that they could not have been created before the 19th century. This conclusion aligns with findings from the study of a fake skull housed in the British Museum in London, which was initially believed to have been crafted by the Aztecs of Mexico, but subsequent analysis revealed it to be a modern forgery. Despite the skepticism from the experts, it's worth pointing out that quartz crystal cannot be carbon dated, so there is incomplete proof that the skulls are modern forgeries, opening up the possibility that the ancient alien theory may be true after all. For now, the debate continues, as does the mystery, but we think you'll agree there is something creepy about these skulls, and the fact that many of them may be hundreds of years old. It makes you wonder how they were carved. The Kelly-Hopkinsville Encounter. Now this is a strange one. On the evening of August 21st, 1955, Billy Ray Taylor from Pennsylvania was visiting the Sutton family in Kentucky. The Sutton family's rented home was a rural farmhouse located near the towns of Kelly and Hopkinsville in Christian County, Kentucky. A total of 11 people, including the children from both families, were present in the house that night. Since the Sutton farmhouse had no running water, Billy Ray Taylor went outside to the water pump for a drink at around 7 p.m. While outside, he observed strange lights in the sky to the west, which he believed came from an unusual craft. He described it as disc-shaped with lights on its side that displayed all of the colours of the rainbow. Excitedly, he returned to the house to share his sighting of a flying saucer, but no one believed him. They thought he had become overly excited after seeing a vivid shooting star. Around 8 p.m, the families began hearing strange and unexplained noises outside. The Sutton family's dog, which was in the yard, started barking loudly before hiding under the house, where it remained until the next day. A few minutes later, Bill Ray Taylor and Alma Lucky Sutton went outside with their guns and claimed to see a strange creature emerge from the nearby trees. When the creature approached to within about 20 feet, the two men began shooting at it, one with a shotgun and the other with a .22 rifle. They described a noise that sounded like bullets rattling in a metal drum, and the creature flipped over and fled into the darkness. Believing they had wounded it, Lucky and Solomon went to look for the creature. As the men stepped off the porch, they saw one of the creatures perched on an awning. They shot at it again, causing it to fall from the roof. Once more, they heard the rattling noise, but the creature appeared unharmed. Lucky and Solomon returned to the house visibly disturbed. Minutes later, Lucky's brother, J.C. Sutton, reported seeing a similar creature peering into a window of the home. J.C. and Solomon shot at it, breaking the window, after which the creature flipped over and fled again. The creatures could be heard scurrying loudly on the floor and scratching as if trying to break through. For the next few hours, the witnesses claimed that the creatures repeatedly approached the home, popping up at the doorway and windows in an almost playful manner, only to be shot at each time. The witnesses were uncertain of how many creatures there were, except for one sighting of 2 at the same time. All other sightings were of only 1. The floating creatures appeared to have atrophied legs that were nearly useless and seemed to propel themselves with a curious hip-swaying motion, steering with their arms. Soon after, they reported at the Hopkinsville police station that small alien creatures were attacking their farmhouse. Alma Sutton and Billy Ray Taylor claimed that they had been shooting at short, dark figures that appeared at the doors and windows for nearly 4 hours. The local newspaper, the Kentucky New Era, got hold of the story and reported an exaggerated number of creatures, saying there were between 12 and 15 of them. To address the situation, local law enforcement, including city police, state troopers, and military police from nearby Fort Campbell, searched the Sutton farmhouse but found no evidence of the creatures, only broken windows and gunshot holes. Both the Taylors and the Suttons were carnival workers, and when officers returned the following day, they discovered the house empty, with neighbours stating that the families had left there, claiming the creatures had returned at around 3:30 a.m. that morning. The families' claims received extensive coverage in local and national media. Although initially articles did not mention little green men, this detail was later added. Descriptions of the alleged creatures varied, estimating their size at 2 to 4 feet, featuring large pointed ears, claw-like hands, yellow glowing eyes, and spindly legs. The incident is now often characterized as either a complex hoax, or more generously, as a situation with a group, startled by a meteor shower, and perhaps intoxicated, mistakenly perceived a pair of aggressive great horned owls, common in the area, as an extraterrestrial threat. Regardless of the explanation, the families involved found the experience disturbing enough to leave the area, and despite the experts' dismissal, the Kelly-Hopkinsville incident has become one of the most famous potential alien encounters of all time. The incident not only captured the public's imagination, but also inspired writers and filmmakers, particularly Steven Spielberg, who wanted to create a film based on it. Originally the movie was titled Night Skies and was set to focus on a family living on a farmhouse that was besieged by vicious aliens. In this story, one of the children would befriend a gentler alien who was different from the others. Ultimately, this project never came to fruition, and the idea evolved into 2 separate films, E.T. and Poltergeist. These concepts would later intertwine when Spielberg produced Gremlins. So what do you make of this story? Do you think it was a hoax, or do you think this was the real deal? The idea of isolated farmhouses in America being visited by UFOs and aliens is nothing new, and it's stories like these that I find particularly creepy. Thanks for watching, keep searching, and I'll see you next time.